almost 24 hours we have got without the Fever's new signing attacking Fever fans. We almost got 24 hours.
Brianna Turner just landed in Indiana, and she's stepping into a storm before even hitting the court. After some controversial remarks about Caitlin Clark, Fever fans were ready to write her off before she laced up. But Brianna isn't here to play the villain. She's here to be the missing piece for a championship run. Can she win over Fever Nation, or is she in for the coldest welcome in team history? Let's break it down.
Of course, signed with the Indiana Fever. The backlash, the outrage is real, all right? And you might be like, well, why is everybody so up in arms? Well, I mean, you go look at Turner's Twitter X feed.
Brianna Turner has officially joined the Indiana Fever, but let's just say some fans are eyeing her like she showed up to a Colts bar in a Patriots jersey. After past comments about Caitlin Clark rubbed Indiana the wrong way, some were ready with pitchforks, a lie detector test, and a mandatory fan club membership form. But Brianna isn't here for the drama. She's here to win, and she's making one thing clear. She's all in on the Fever's championship run.
Be an activist, that's fine. No, I have no issue with a player on the team being an activist. I think most people don't have an issue with a player being an activist. But when you've already started clapping back on people on Twitter, that is not being an activist, that's having Twitter fingers. The reason why people are annoyed at Brie Turner is that you've got Twitter fingers. You clearly let Twitter affect you. And unfortunately, you can't play for the Lakers if you let Twitter affect you. You can't play for Real Madrid if you let Twitter affect you. You can't play for Barcelona if you let Twitter affect you. You can't play for the Sky if you let Twitter affect you. And you definitely can't play for the Fever if you let Twitter affect you.
When news broke that Brianna Turner was joining the Indiana Fever, some fans weren't sure what to think. Surprised, cautious, and a bit uncertain. But Brianna quickly set the tone, making it clear she's thrilled to be here and ready to chase a championship. Now, she's focused on turning that initial hesitation into full-fledged team pride.
Happy about Sydney Colson for a variety of reasons, but we're off that. Today, come to find out, Brianna Turner has signed a contract with the Indiana Fever. Brianna Turner. And if you guys don't know, my instant reaction when I saw this, my instant reaction was very similar to our friend W360's instant reaction. Indiana Fever signs another WNBA freedom fighter off the end of the bench. Yes, the Indiana Fever, Kelly Kroskoff, Andrew Cox, they went and they found the #1 activist. Folks, at least they did it big, right? What they say? We do it big. Something like that. Whatever. At least they signed the best.
Let's address the skepticism. Brianna had made past comments that didn't exactly hype up the Fever or Caitlin Clark, leaving fans side-eyeing her arrival. It's like trash-talking pineapple on pizza, then showing up with a Hawaiian slice. But to her credit, she's not dodging it. Instead of making excuses, she's owning it, saying she's excited to be here and ready to help the Fever compete. Her message? Let's start fresh.
Actually broke this story. She said Brianna Turner has signed with the Indiana Fever per the WNBA transition page. Some depth for the Fever front court. Brianna Turner signed a contract with the Fever.
At the end of the day, skill wins games, and Brianna Turner can ball. If she locks in, plays lockdown defense, and helps the Fever stack up wins, the doubters will turn into believers fast. Winning changes everything. Just look at how Russell Westbrook went from trade him for nothing to never mind. He's a beast in LA. If the Fever start clicking with Caitlin Clark, Aliyah Boston, and Brianna anchoring the defense, a deep playoff run could have fans rocking Brianna Turner comeback season jerseys. And if there's one thing Indiana fans love, it's basketball. Show up, grind, and they'll ride with you. Bring home a championship. You might just get a statue.
So, in a kind of a surprising turn of events, the Indiana Fever have made yet another move this offseason, and they have signed Brie Turner to the roster.
Brianna Turner has the right mindset. She's saying the right things, putting in the work, and if she backs it up on the court, all that past drama will disappear faster than a free Big Mac giveaway when the home team drops 100 points. Indiana Fever fans don't need apologies. They need buckets in defense. And if Brianna delivers, those same skeptical fans will be courtside like, who, me? I never doubted her for a second. This whole situation is wild. Just a few months ago, Brianna Turner and the Indiana Fever were like oil and water. Now, she's suiting up in blue and gold like she's been a lifelong fan. If you told Fever fans back then that Brianna would be rocking an Indiana jersey, they would have laughed in your face. And yet, here we are. At this point, the Fever are the hottest ticket in the league, and suddenly, WNBA players are scrolling through their old tweets like, wait, did I ever say anything bad about Indiana? Let me delete that real quick. It's crazy how fast things change. Not long ago, people were treating the Fever like a career dead end. Players acted like getting drafted there was a one-way ticket to the Shadow Realm. And let's not forget Cheryl Swoops, straight up saying players weren't drawn to Indiana. Now, different story.
Then when you factor in free agency, you got players on this Indiana Fever team.
They getting paid anyway?
That are like, no, but players who will be free agents next year. There's a lot of other going on that players are like, this ain't where I want to be.
Free agents are looking at the Fever like they just found a golden ticket, and the same people who treated Caitlin Clark like the villain in a basketball movie are now hyped to play alongside her. Oh, how the tables have turned. But let's be real, this isn't just about Brianna Turner. We've seen plenty of players go from side-eyeing Indiana to suddenly thinking, wait, they might actually be a problem. The moment Caitlin Clark got drafted, it was like the Fever became the league's hottest destination. Suddenly, players who once treated Indiana like a basketball ghost town are showing up at the door like, hey, y'all got space for one more?
A lot of talking a few months ago about the Indiana Fever, the locker room environment, how people didn't want to play there, how people wanted to leave. Stephanie White came in and said, okay, hold up. Let me go to Indeed.com and Indeed get some free agents to come in here that want to play, that are accomplished, seasoned veterans.
And people on their feed were literally like saying, look, this is enough, okay? We're not a fan of this signing. Sorry, not sorry. We've seen what she has said about the fans. Something came across my Twitter earlier. I asked, is this one of her deleted posts from back in the day? They said, well, probably. This is probably, it was certainly one of her ex-Twitter takes. And I was like, well, who's got the deleted ones? You know, the internet's forever. Seriously. It's a bad situation. It is.
Not happy about this one. They are really not happy. Everyone is having to realize, everyone's having to go back on what they've said. You've now got like Sydney Colson signing for the Fever, and this one they're not happy about.
Between me and you guys, I can't wait for the first missed layup Brianna Turner has. I can't wait for the first wide open missed layup that Brianna, because we know she can't make a layup. God, Lord knows she can't make a lineup. She can play defense, right? She can play defense. I'll give it to her, right? She's all WNBA defense first team twice. Okay, she could play defense.